When Dodge killed off the Hemi V8s, it was definitely a kick in the pants to Mopar fans. It's like McDonald's canceling the Big Mac because the governmental health agency said, it's not good for you. Well, Americans want to eat what they want. They want to buy what they want to buy. And that includes the Hemi. Guys, I have good news for you. There's reports coming out, and I would put a lot of stock into this because how the government is right now, the EPA's get some power taken away from it. It's also going to have some of the emissions mandates kind of pushed back or unraveled to an extent. As a result, Stellantis, Dodge, Mopar, Jeep, whatever you want to call them, they're going to be producing the Hemi V8s. No, not in Mexico, but in America. Grab your snacks and drinks and your Big Macs, I guess. Not sponsored by McDonald's. And let's hear some V8 goodness. Pedal down. Guys, if you're new to the channel, my name's Kirk. I cover car news every single day, at least once a day. I have a news update. I also do car reviews. For example, if you like V8s, well, maybe I'm not preaching to the choir here, because if you're a Mopar V8 person, maybe you don't like Chevy's V8. Chevy has good V8s too. All right, V8s. A lover of a V8 should love all V8s. That's how I see it. Peace, love, and V8s, right? Okay, so I have a Silverado Trail Boss review going up, I think, tomorrow. And tomorrow is when I leave to Puerto Rico to drive the new Honda Passport, which does not have a V8. It has a V6, though, very good V6. So stay tuned for those on-road and off-road driving impressions on the Passport. Make sure you guys are subscribed because I will update you on every V8 rumbling I can get. Last year, I think I talked about how even Mercedes-Benz is reinvesting back into V8. So here we go. Last month, Mopar insiders reported that Stellantis planned to restart the good old 5.7 liter Hemi V8 production at the Dundee engine plant in Michigan. Since then, Mopar insiders have learned that Stellantis is targeting an August production start, not just for the 5.7 liter V8, but also for all other V8 models in the Hemi lineup. I'm assuming that would be the 6.2 supercharged that we see in Hellcats. Watch my reviews on the Hellcats, as well as the 6.4 liter, I believe. Now, this is a bit confusing. Okay, this is talking about the 6.4 in the heavy-duty Ram pickup trucks. Okay, that's a different engine, all right? But the 6.4 that I tested out in the Jeep 392, that's a fun ride. Stellantis also plans to restart production of the popular 6.4 liter. Okay, there it is. I should keep reading. AKA the Apache Hemi V8. The powerful supercharged 6.2 liter Hemi Hellcat V8 as well. Okay, well, we have the new Charger out. I want to say Challenger a lot because it comes in a two-door too, right? The new Charger is inline. Well, the inline 6 isn't even out yet. The inline 6 is a fine engine. I test drove the Ram Tungsten with that inline 6 Hurricane with a high output, and it is a silky smooth engine. Crazy power, crazy torque, very linear. And it's fantastic. Now, an inline 6, in my opinion, doesn't sound as good as a V8, and people like big engines, especially Americans. We like big things. So, if we're doing McDonald's comparisons, the inline 6, I guess, is maybe like a McCrispy, like a good crispy chicken sandwich. It's great. It's just totally different than a double patty, like lots of bread, lots of mayonnaise, whatever the sauce they put on the Big Mac. The V8 is the identity of the customer of Mopar. Without the V8, well, look what's happening to the sales of the electric Charger. They're terrible. I'm seeing reports $10,000, $15,000 off of a lease. I would not want to buy one because they depreciate probably. All EVs depreciate poorly, but when you're talking about a car that's supposed to have a V8 in it, a muscle car, and it's electric, there's just the market for it is extremely limited. All right. And so now we have a relaxation of the emissions regulations, the laws, and maybe this won't be allowed in California. It depends. It depends on how much the administration is able to take power away from the carb states, for better or for worse. It just depends on your political views or air quality views. I don't know what views you want to have, but I do believe V8 should be available if you want one. Drive one if you want one, buy one if you want one, but unfortunately they've been taken away from the customer. That's until this summer, August, when they come back into production in America, where they should have been the whole time. Yep, because the 5.7 liter Hemi is made at Chrysler's Saltillo engine plant in Ramos Arizpe, Mexico. There are other plants in Ramos Arizpe as well. I believe General Motors builds the Equinox EV, maybe the Blazer down there too. Maybe you guys will help me out on that. I don't have my spreadsheet in front of me. All right, so it's a great engine made in Mexico, but because of the tariffs, it really does look like this engine is moving to Michigan to be built. Also, down in Mexico at that Saltillo plant, even though the 5.7 has been discontinued there, that's where they make the Hurricane Inline 6 3-liter twin turbo. And then also the 6.4 V8 is still made down there, but it looks like that engine production is going to Michigan, including the 6.2 liter supercharged Hellcat engine. So with the previous administration, we went from, an EV charger. Now we're going back with this administration to a V8 charger. And I know if you guys are watching this video, kind of know which sort of charger you would rather have. It's very fascinating. All right, so stay tuned. If I hear maybe an official announcement of the V8s going back into production, which it'd have to be soon, because August is slated for the restart date, I will let you guys know. So make sure you are subscribed here on the channel. All right, over at Top Speed, this is kind of a piggyback article here. 10 cars Stellantis should bring back. I see Vipers, well, this time of year, maybe once every 2 weeks. In my neck of the woods in very wealthy Southwest Florida, they are beautiful vehicles. Should Dodge have a high performance Corvette like fighter? And the answer is of course, but that requires tons of money, tons of investment, and who knows? Yes, I don't even want to get my hopes up for a new Viper. All right, this car, I've always liked Corvettes, but as a kid growing up in the 90s, it was the Viper. The Viper was the bee's knees. That was the American, puff your chest sort of vehicle. Maybe Dodge can bring it back. 8.4 liter naturally aspirated V10. They're not going to put a V10. If they bring it back, they'll just put a Hellcat engine in their supercharged V8. Unfortunately, won't be a V10. But damn, 6-speed manual, this thing, a thing of beauty. Now, this is way before my time. Plymouth, the Barracuda, yes, it'd be cool. But, we already have the Charger, so I don't see that ilk. Man, 7-liter V8. Now, that article, I'll go back. There's talks in this article that they could even come out with a new larger displacement Hemi V8 in the future. So we're talking potentially 7-liter V8. That is absurd. 300 has been discontinued. Yes, this vehicle, when I was in high school, this was a cool car. Pretty badass, but don't want to get my hopes up. Jeep Cherokee, XJ-inspired revival. I would be for this. This thing's a legendary Jeep Cherokee off-road, super durable. If I remember, it had an inline 6. You guys I can correct myself. There we go. 4-liter inline V6. Remember this engine being bulletproof. All right. Put the new inline 6 in here. Single turbo, twin turbo. Give us a boxy off-roader. And man, we're cooking with fire at that point. Oh man, that one gets me excited. Lancia, whatever. We've never had that vehicle that I'm aware of here in the United States. Yes, I remember racing it on things like Forza and Gran Turismo, but Ram SRT 10. Yes. Even though the off-road crowd right now, the TRX, it's a big deal. Everyone loves the TRX. TRX is sick. Great. It's a good truck. Cool. Where's SRT 10? Give us the slammed Lightning fighter, not the electric Lightning fighter, but the V8 Lightning fighter, the Ram SRT 10. Give us, this one had the V10, right? From the Viper. The new one would have Hellcat engines. But, here's the thing. Have a lineup of SRT 10s, because you could have the base SRT 10 with, let's say, a 5.7. Then you could have a Scat Pack with the 6.4. And then you could have the Hellcat SRT 10. I'm sure you guys have thought about this a lot, but yeah, whatever. The Magnum, Guys, I've always been a fan of the Magnum. Unfortunately, I mean, they all got clapped out, like just reputation dragged through the mud. 5.7 liter V8 in a wagon, rear wheel drive. What's not to like? I don't know if they ever made it in a manual. 5-speed automatic. Obviously, the new one would be an 8-speed rear wheel drive bias. They could put all wheel drive in it. That would be sick. Give us a manual option. Who knew? Now I'm getting saucy. All right. I would love to have the Magnum back. Make a splash, Dodge. Bring the Magnum back. I mean, I wouldn't even... Yes, V8 would be great. Inline 6 would be sick as hell, too. And just slap a manual in there while we're at it. Whatever Alpha, we don't... I mean, what is this? No, that I could care less about that vehicle. Pacifica Hellcat. Well, this is kind of stupid because they're like, well, put a V8 in a Pacifica. Pacifica's front-wheel drive car. You can't put V8s... I mean, I'm sure there are some exceptions in history of a V8 being in a front-wheel drive transverse mounted engine layout. It doesn't work like that, okay? So it has to be, I mean, they can't even really do an inline 6 because the engine's too long. All right, so really it's V6 or turbo 4 cylinders and electrification, EV is the only thing you can do to a Pacifica. All right, we have the plug-in hybrid right now. Watch my review on it. I was pretty underwhelmed. Even though I love plug-in hybrids, it just didn't feel like it was worth the money, and it felt a little dodgy, right? With the electric motor clutching in and out, it just didn't feel like it felt like a rush product. Even though this thing has been around for a long time, the plug-in hybrid Pacifica. Anyways, watch my review on it. You're never gonna see a V8 in it. Peugeot 205. I mean, this is kind of like a Volkswagen Golf GTI fighter, whatever. It doesn't make any sense here in America, even though it'd be cool. Don't get me wrong. I love to see a little Dodge hatchback. What was it? The Dodge. What do they call that? Was it the Dodge? Yes, the Dodge Shadow. I almost called it the Stealth, but the Stealth was based off the 3000 GT. But yes, I mean, they want to bring back the Shadow. This is what, like this article that I just read, with a lot of these being out of market cars like the Peugeots, the Alphas and stuff, Lancias. This is what we really need. 3000 GTs. Give us some old, I mean, bring back the Stratus. Stratus, my brother-in-law, my future brother-in-law in the early 2000s had a wing on the Stratus. He had underglow. He had a full body kit, hood scoop, hood clamps, sound system in there, all of that. But Stratus, it's not going to get people fired up. But the Plymouth, the Dodge Shadow and the Plymouth variant of it, for sure. And no, we're not going to see a Stealth because the Charger already has that, I guess, niche right now. But a fun little boxy hatchback slash, hot hatch, heck to the yes. That should be in here. My old roommate that I had when I first moved to Florida had a Plymouth. It wasn't the Sundance. I'm pretty sure it was a Dodge Shadow. All right. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I cannot wait for the Hemis to be back. Why mess with perfection? All right. It's tried. They're true. I believe they're pretty reliable. It's not a lot to go wrong in a V8, but I don't know. I've never owned one. I'm sure you guys have own personal experience. You know a little bit more about longevity of these engines, but a lot of you would probably take the V8 over the inline 6 if it was a no-cost option, even though it might not be as fast. All right, there's something that's sweet about a V8, the sound. Now, inline 6, probably going to tow better. That torque is immense because of the turbo. Anyways, I'll let you guys talk about that in the comments. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more car news here on the channel. Stay subscribed. I don't know why you would unsubscribe. Stay tuned to the channel. Hit that like button, all that good stuff. Have a great day and peace.